Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Banachari Jamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Banachari Yamuna Tira Banachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Sri Radha Madhava ki. Okay. Slide Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. How does this thing go up? Yeah. So we are continuing reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, chapter 17. The Lord agrees to become Aditi's son. Text number 9. Vishvaya Vishva Bhavanastiti Samayama. Vishvaya Vishva Bhavanastiti Samayama. Swairam Grihita Purushakti Gunaya Bhumme Swasthaya Shashvad Upabrimhita Purna Buddha Vyapaditatma Tamasi Haraye Namaste Vishvaya Vishva Bhavana Titi Samayama Swayam Grihita Purushakti Gunaya Bhungne Swasthaya Shashvat Upabrimhita Purna Bodha Vyapaditatma Tamasi Haraye Namaste Vishvaya Vishva Bhavana Stiti Samyamaya Swaram Gihita Purushakti Gunaya Bhumne Swastaya Shashvat Upabrimita Purna Bodha Vyapaditatmatamase Haraye Namaste Vishvaya Vishva Bhavana Stiti Samyamaya Swairam Grihita Purushakti Gunaya Bhumne Swastaya Shashvadupabrimmita Purna Bodha Vyapaditatmatamase Haraye Namaste Vishvaya Vishva Bhavana Stiti Samyamaya Swayam Gihita Purushakti Gunaya Bhumne Sasaya Shashvadupabrimmita Naboda Vyapaditatmatamase Haraye Namaste. Right? Vishvaya Vishva Bhavana Stiti Samyamaya Swairam Grihita Purushakti Gunaya Bhumne Swastaya Shashvadupabrimmita Purna Bodha Vyapaditatma Samaye Maraye Namaste. Ladies. Vishvaya Vishva Bhavana Stiti Samyamaya Swairam Grihita Purushakti Gunaya Bhumne Swastaya Shashvadupabrimmita Purna Bodha Vyapaditatmatamase Haraye Namaste. Vishvaya Vishva Bhavana Stiti Samyamaya Swaram Grihita Purushakti Gunaya Bhumne Swastaya Shashvadupa Brihmita Purna Bodha Vyapaditatmatamase Haraye Namaste. Come on, one more. Vishvaya Vishvabhavana Stiti Samyamaya Swaryam Grihita Purushakti Gunaya Bhumne Swastaya Shashvarupa Brihmita Purna Bodha Vyapaditatmatamase Haraye Namaste. Synonyms. Vishvaya, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is actually the entire universe. Vishva, of the universe. Bhavana, creation. Sthiti, maintenance. Samyamaya, and annihilation. Svairam, fully independent. Grihita, taking in hand. Puru, completely. Shakti Gunaya, controlling the three modes of material nature. Bhumne, the Supreme Great. Swastaya, who is always situated in his original form. Shashvat, eternally. Upabrimhita, achieved. Purna, complete. Bodha, knowledge. Vyapadita, completely vanquished. Atma Tamasi, the illusory energy of your lordship. Haraye, unto the Supreme Lord. Namate, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Translation. My Lord, you are the all-pervading universal form, the fully independent creator, maintainer, and destroyer of this universe. Although you engage your energy in matter, you are always situated in your original form and never fall from that position, for your knowledge is infallible and always suitable to any situation. You are never bewildered by illusion. O my Lord, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Please repeat this translation after me. My Lord, you are the all-pervading universal form, the fully independent creator, maintainer and destroyer of this universe. Although you engage your energy in matter, you are always situated in your original form, And you never fall from that position. For your knowledge is absolute, infallible, and always suitable to any situation. You are never bewildered by illusion. O my Lord, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 2, text 117, it is said, Siddhanta Baliya Chitena Koro Alas, Iha Hoite Krishne Lage, Sudrida Manasa. Means, anyone trying to become fully Krishna conscious must know the Lord's glories as far as they can possibly understand. Here, Aditi hints at those glories. The universe is nothing but the external potency of the Lord. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 4. Maya tatamidam sarvam. Whatever we see in this universe is but an expansion of the potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just as the sunshine and the heat all over the universe are but expansions of the sun. When one surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he surpasses the influence of the illusory energy. For the Supreme Lord, being fully wise and being situated in the heart of everyone, especially in the heart of the devotees, gives one the intelligence by which one is sure never to fall into illusion. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshununmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhanvitam Cha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, Prabhupada begins this purport by citing a verse from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, stressing the importance of us hearing about the glories of the Lord. If we don't hear sufficiently, then how will we think about the Lord? How will we won't be able to remember Him? Especially at the time of death. Krishna has said in the Bhagavad Gita, Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam jajat yante kalevaram. Whatever one is thinking of at the time of death, he will attain to that state. Now, we know our own experiences, our mind is all, throughout the course of the day, we think about so many different things. Unlimited things enter our mind, passing through, and sometimes they linger there. But Bhagavatam says, Ante Narayana Smriti. If you can remember, if you can think about the Lord at the time of death, then your life is successful. But to do so, we have to practice. They say practice makes perfect. So we practice daily chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We also have to practice hearing about the glories of the Lord. And for that purpose, for that aim, Srila Prabhupada has kindly translated so many of the Vedic literatures for us. This is meant for human beings, not for animals. Right? The animals won't come to Bhagavatam class. Sometimes. Insects. They're fortunate. There's a fly here in the Bhagavatam. But really, human life is meant for this purpose. Srila Vyasadeva, in his opening, sutra, in the Vedanta Sutras, he says, Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Now is the time. What time? Human time. Now is the time to inquire about Brahma. Krishna is the Param Brahma. We are also Brahma. A spirit, not matter. Unfortunately, 99.9% of human society think they are matter. They think they are this body. And they know very little about the Supreme Brahma. Here, Aditi, she knows. From her prayers, you can see that she has heard. Of course, she was married to a great Muni, great sage, Kashyapa Muni. So he was her husband, but also her guru, Gurupati. And she heard from him, therefore she could offer nice prayers when the Supreme Lord appeared before her. In the previous verses it is described that he taught her how to perform, this is called Priya Payavata. Yes. And she followed his instructions to the letter. It was a brat, a vow, and therefore she was successful. The Supreme Lord agreed to appear in her womb. This is in the Krishna book. Prabhupada says this is Diksha. The Supreme Lord enters into our being. And Krishna agreed to come into the womb of Devaki. It's called Diksha. So, we also take Diksha from spiritual master, and this way Krishna comes into our life. This is the way, this is the process. And by hearing initiation, Diksha, that is only the beginning. We have so much more to learn about Krishna. Krishna his name, his forms. He has many, unlimited forms. Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadi, Anantarupam. Forms are unlimited. And so there's no scarcity of subject for us to think about. Thinking about the forms of the Lord, chanting his name, actually chanting, Prabhupada once said that chanting Hare Krishna mantra, this is the best form of thinking. Yeah, you of course must chant attentively. Chant and hear. Chant and hear. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. If you chant and hear properly, sufficiently, then it is possible for smaranam, to remember. So don't waste our valuable human time. How short it is, it's actually very short. When you're very young, you think, there's so much time. You can't wait to get old. Yeah? And then when you get old, you think time is going too fast. You turn around and before you know it, another year is gone, another year. So, the Supreme Lord, so much is said. In the previous verse, Aditi said, you are the shelter of all holy places. Tirthapad. Actually, I had one godbrother whose name was Tirthapad. Prabhupada gave him that name. Because all the holy places are at his lotus feet. Whatever he touches with his feet, that becomes a holy place. And Bhagavatam says, wherever the pure devotees, wherever their feet touch, That becomes a tirtha, a holy place. So here, we are fortunate. We are sitting in a holy place. New Mayapur. Now it is almost how many years Prabhupada graced this land, this temple with his lotus feet? 40 how many? 47 years ago. This was most significant, although most people in France don't know about it.
Almost half a century.
Yeah, almost half a century has passed. But we should think about that. Think that how fortunate we are. It's a holy place. To live in a holy place, there's benefits. Your life becomes auspicious just by residing here. And residing here means you have opportunity to serve, opportunity for service. And by serving, Krishna says, this is how I can be understood. Bhaktyamam abhijanati. So we serve Krishna in so many ways, varieties of service. Service means you have to use your senses, your body. Body means senses. So we use our body for so many things. But we should see, how am I using my body for serving Krishna? This is service. Service begins with the tongue. Atakshi Krishna namadi nabhaved grayam indriyaya. Begins with the tongue. Chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, here Aditi says, although my Lord, you engage in your material energy is matter, you never contaminated, you never come under the influence of it, you always remain pure. Therefore, another name of Krishna is Achyuta. Achyuta means one who never falls down. Arjuna, he addressed Krishna by this name. He addressed Krishna by many names in Bhagavad Gita. Achyuta. When Arjuna asked Krishna to draw the chariot in between the two armies, because he wanted to. Arjuna came there to fight. He knew this war was inevitable. Many attempts were made by Krishna, by others, to try to stop this war from happening. But Duryodhana was bent. Even when Krishna asked him, personally, Krishna said, look, somehow or other you've got the kingdom. Because that was by crookedness. Kingdom actually belonged to the Pandavas. Yudhisthira was the rightful person. But even the father of Duryodhana, King Dhritarashtra, he knew that very well, but still he supported his son and encouraged his son to do all kinds of nonsense. Because he thought, that kingdom should have been mine. But by fate, I was born blind. And so nobody wants a blind king. So he lost the, he thought I was cheated from becoming king. So the kingdom went to his younger brother, Pandu. And naturally, when Pandu passed, the kingdom goes to his eldest son, Yudhishthira. But Dhritarashtra was thinking, well, I was cheated out because it's not my fault. I was born blind. But he was blind both materially and spiritually. He thought, well, I couldn't become king because I was blind, but at least now with Pandu there, my son should become king. This was his thinking. And everyone knew this was wrong, but still he was going with that. And so it was so long. Mahabharata, the history of Mahabharata is there. It built up to the point where nothing else. It's going to be war. And this war was between family. It's called a fratricidal war. So Arjuna came to fight. He showed up and he addressed Krishna as Achyuta, because Krishna had agreed to become his driver, his chauffeur, chariot driver. And Krishna was perfect as a chauffeur. Arjuna says, take my chariot between, I want to see who has come. I want to see who's joined with Duryodhana. And Krishna said, like a good chauffeur, he said, yes, sir. And he pulled the chariot in between. And Krishna was so expert. What did Aditi said, your knowledge is infallible and it's always suitable to any situation. You are never bewildered by illusion. Most wise. So Krishna stops, he takes the chariot, pulled it between the two armies. Everyone's armed to the teeth with their weapons. And Krishna stops his chariot right in front of who? Bhishma and Drona. Now Krishna is purposely doing so because these two people, they were gone on the other side. They're fighting, they're on Duryodhana's side. And Krishna knew these two men, they're worshipable by Arjuna. His grandfather, Bhishma, who guided him, protected them from their birth. And Drona was his guru, Dronacharya. He was a martial arts guru. And when Arjun saw them, both of them there in the chariot, Krishna stopped and said, "Well, Arjun, you wanted to see who's come? Yeah, here's Bhishma, here's Drona, and others. So what are you going to do?" And Arjun thought, he looked at it and he saw it, and he became overwhelmed. He said, "I don't think this is a good idea. I want to go back home." So Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to pull him out of illusion. So he is Achyuta. Even though he took the position as a chauffeur, subordinate, he is still the supreme. He never fall down. He's still the supreme personality of Godhead. Always, in every situation. Even when he appears in the body of a hog, as Lord Varaha, he's still supreme personality of Godhead. Any form. Because these forms, these are eternal forms. And so he's always situated in a transcendental position. So Aditi understands this and she's saying, "You are so wonderful, you're so great. I want to offer my respectful obeisances unto you." So Prabhupada says, if you want to become fully Krishna conscious, you must know the glories of the Lord as much as you can possibly understand. So we are not great anything, right? We are very poor. But as far as possible, if we hear from, when we hear from Prabhupada, when we read these purports, Bhaktivedanta purports, we are hearing from the whole Guru Parampara. Prabhupada is sharing in his purports what the Guru Parampara, what the different great spiritual masters have said. So these books are unique. It's like we don't have the time to go through all the Vedas. Even if somehow or other we were to gather all the Vedas, our life is too short. We couldn't read all of them. Neither will we understand all of them. But just by reading means hearing from Prabhupada, hearing these books, then we'll get a comprehensive idea. And then we can make our lives perfect. When I first met the devotees in New York, I was amazed because they were young. They were as young as me at that time. But they knew so much about God. They were talking constantly because they were hearing from Prabhupada. Even though they were just devotees for a few years, 2-3 years, they knew more about God than anybody else, than all the priests in the churches. They had very little knowledge to give. But these devotees were talking, and I was amazed because I was raised as a Catholic. I went to Catholic schools and everything. Wow. Am I gone over time already? Yeah? I'm sorry. But anyway, see, there's so much you can say. There's no end. And all of us, if we hear, just, you know, if we come to the classes, Prabhupada arranged this kind of program, you could say, where morning and evening you can hear about Krishna. And you can attend arti, can chant and dance, and you can and you have time is set aside for you to chant japa. If you do just follow these things, you will so much, you don't even realize how much you're taking in until you go, when you go to speak to somebody, to preach to somebody, then you realize how little they know and how much you know. And therefore, it's wonderful. We've been given a lifestyle that is unique, and people don't understand it. They think we are missing out, but really, we're not missing out on anything. Everything is here. So, Aditi, she says, concluding that the Supreme Lord surpasses the influence, when one surrenders unto Krishna as a devotee, he surpasses the influence of the illusory energy because he is everywhere. The Supreme Lord is everywhere, especially he's in the hearts of the devotees. And he gives assurance in Bhagavad Gita that I will give intelligence so that you don't fall into illusion. So we shall stop there because I blew it again. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.